welcome back to Talks with Miss T, and today we're covering self-sabotage. Okay, you've been praying to God about finally being in the room, finally getting this man, finally getting this marriage, finally getting all of these things, and then the time has come and you're not governing well. What's going on? This could be a form of self sabotage. And remember a little bit last week when we talked about not feeling worthy when it is time for you to occupy the space, occupy that land that God has given you, right? So self sabotaging can be defined as an act of undermining your own success either intentionally or intentionally. Self-sabotage is the act of undermining your own success either intentionally or subconsciously through actions or thought patterns. So some of the examples of what this could look like is not remembering your deadlines, failing to prepare for important events. Come on, y'all. Let's talk about this. You know, you have a major event happening, but yet you wait until the last minute to do everything. But this isn't a one-time thing. This is not a typical behavior for you. This is something that you do all of the time, right? Refusing to ask for help. You know that you have way more to carry, but you will not ask others for help. Maybe it's because of the experiences that you have had when it was time for you to need help and people have let you down in the past, right? So my question right there, I'll put a little pin right there and ask you this. Are you in present time or are you still living in a past experience? Setting unrealistic goals. Come on, y'all. January 1st, new year, new me. And y'all already know if you've been following me on TikTok, we've been talking about getting ready for 2025 in September because we're not waiting for a new year to create new goals and new habits. We're doing it now. This is a lifestyle, not a once in a year opportunity. Starting projects and never finishing them. How many of us are guilty of this? We don't honor our own word, but we want everybody else to honor us. This is a form of sabotage, but nobody else is sabotaging us. It is us. It is us. So, my question to you is what makes you feel unworthy? What makes you feel like you are not worthy of this opportunity? What makes you feel like this, wherever you're supposed to be, is not for you? Because somewhere subconsciously, you think that this opportunity may be too good to be true. This person has entered your life and it is too good to be true. Everything seems a little too perfect. And not in the sense that this person doesn't have flaws. It's because you are so used to being cheated on. You're so used to being let down. So now somebody else good really comes into your life and you cannot accept them. You can't receive them because of the things that people in your past have done to you. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. It is so important. When you find yourself in this situation, let's talk about the root. And the root is what have you aligned your thoughts with based on your experience? I'll give you a prime example. Oftentimes, if we've been in a negative experience or we've been impacted by maybe maybe we were bullied, again going back to that invalidation, maybe being SA'd, right? You know, we have to govern our words on here, but maybe you were a survivor of a specific type of assault, right? And you have begun to align your identity with that. Now you feel like you are everything that these people have defined you as. You believe that about yourself. So therefore, when good opportunities, scratch that, when God opportunities come along, you don't believe that you're worthy. You believe that when friendships, good friendships that God has ordained for your life come into your life, you feel like there's a motive behind it. You feel like people are using you. Let's talk about this, y'all. Because these are the types of relationships that you do need as you move forward into different rooms and spaces. You cannot just rely on one person. You are going to need people. And even as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, as a high level career professional, learning how to cultivate a team culture. If you don't get it right, this is going to not only impact you tremendously, it's going to impact your team as well. Your level of distress, we got to get it together, right? And how do we get it together? We have to first begin aligning our thoughts with the identity that God has created. What did he say about me? Who does he say that I am? And if you are not, you're not a believer or whatnot, or you feel like this isn't something that aligns with you, to each his own. But for those of you who do believe, what do you believe that God says about you? And oftentimes I hear that people, especially those who may have been in different religious backgrounds, have been condemned by even people within ministry settings. But what did God say about you? Not people. What does he say about you? He says you are beautifully and wonderfully made, right? He says that you are his bride. He says that he loves you with an everlasting love. What does God say about you? That is your homework assignment this week. What does God say about you? And remember, this is not a substitute for therapy, but it is for educational purposes only. Toodles.